Hello friends, welcome to Squaird Plans, where creative planning and organization comes to life. I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to be setting up the month of March in my monthly memory planner. We'll decorate a monthly spread and currently page in my classic Happy Planner setup, so come plan with me. And I've got some washi tape here ready to go, along with these PET tape stickers, these Tombow brush tip markers, another paintbrush and water brush, some transparent vinyl sticker sheets, some die-cut mushroom stickers, this Happy Planner sticker book, and this Plan Anything sticker book, which I'll pull from. Okay, you guys, so let's start off with the monthly spread, and I will lay down some wax paper to get started on the design. I did do a little bit of testing on the technique I want to do today. You could see what worked and what didn't. I wanted to use this clear vinyl sticker paper and create some backgrounds for the decor I want to use. What I found works when I'm using water-based pens like these is to lay down a little bit of water first and then brush them on top of it, along with quickly adding more water to it so none of the ink really sets on the page. I think this vinyl paper has some porosity to it, or is able to absorb the ink a little bit, so it isn't like a straight plastic where it just sits on the top of the plastic and never sinks in like it does here on this blending palette, which is nice because then you can actually create stickers that dry and set up really nicely for using as backgrounds. I did try this technique already once with some alcohol inks, and that works really good as well. I just did a plan with me on that last week. So if you want to get a little bit more on that technique, you can check out that video. But this one I really wanted to try with water, and it did end up working well with water-based inks too. So all I really did was create a couple of backgrounds, blending in some of the colors of those Tombow brush pen markers and a little bit of water using that water brush. I also did a little bit of sprinkling with a little bit of that mix of inks on the plastic and the water brush, and then tapping that to create a bit of a splatter. Just adding some extra texture there to the stickers that I made. That was pretty much it. And once they dry, which took about a minute or two for them to dry up, you can use those as backgrounds or as decor or for whatever you like. And I thought with these PET stickers that I got from the washi tape shop that the added color would be a nice way to boost the vibrancy of the spread a bit. Didn't really have any seasonal stickers that I thought would be good for March in my stash. All of the traditional like green and rain and rainbows, those, holiday type stickers have all really been used up in my stash, so I decided to go with something that was a little bit more muted, more of a woodland, but kind of, I don't know, not springy, but you know what I mean, more botanical, so that it gave a little bit of spring vibes, but not 100% quite yet. That's what I was thinking. So we're going to do these mushroom woodland floral clusters as the main decor with those water ink blots that I made for their background. And I'm tying in a couple of quotes here too from the Happy Planner sticker book. I've grabbed this long quote and laid it down right on top of the watercolor background. I will say once those stickers, like the paper sticker, touched the clear vinyl sticker, it did not want to move. So just an FYI, they are very grabby, the tops of these vinyl stickers that are being handmade. So I've laid that in. I've tried to put in some washi tape as well for some added color there. Not sure I'm in love with the way that that's layered right now, but I do like those two colors, the darker brown and the mustardy yellow colors with this decor. And I've also laid down another one of those backgrounds. Again, using the empty days at the top of the month. I like to do that because I do use the month days very functionally and need all that space for writing in my memory each day. So I try to utilize the spaces that aren't part of the actual month. I've also just layered in a few more of those clusters there to fill up some of that space. And now I'm going to try and use one of the watercolor stickers I made that didn't come out quite as I'd hoped. That one chipped up a little bit. I did notice that the deep colors of red and anything that was like darker than red on the spectrum really felt like that whenever they use the pigments or the way that they design those pens, that ink really absorbed quickly into the label sheet paper and made it hard to manipulate versus the brighter tones, the yellows, the oranges. Those were much easier to move around and adjust before they set onto the paper. So there's something different about those inks from each other, and it does play a part when you are designing your backgrounds. Just a tip that I've learned along the way. So that said, I'm going to try to use what I can from the one that didn't quite come out as good as I'd wanted it to, and layering that at the bottom, and I'll just trim off the bad part, if you will, so that I can get the most use out of it. I've also did another little cluster there in the bottom right corner and added some washi tape to that for the color. I think that's a good place to add it in. I am a little bit shy about using washi tape in the functional space, but I think a little bit here and there will be okay for this layout. Like I said, I do a memory a day and I tend to get a little bit long-winded, so taking out a few lines from a couple of days would probably do me good, more good than bad at least. So I'm just going to lay in 3 clusters there of that washi tape, kind of staggered in a triangular shape there on the spread. And then I'll figure out if I'm going to use any more of those watercolor splotches here on this spread, or if I'm going to save them for the backside, which will be my currently setup. Just kind of looking through, seeing what else might look good here. Again, another one where I have a bit of a mess up there in part of the sticker. So I'll just trim that part off and try to utilize the rest as I can for decor. And I like how that looks. I've added in a box sticker from the Planny Things sticker book I pulled. I'm mainly using box stickers out of that. I just like that she has some really large, like 2-day sized boxes in there, which work really nicely in my currently page. And then I found this rusty orange brown color that I think works really well in a box sticker from that book as well. So I'll lay those in and now start moving things over to the actual spread. Start with the sidebar here, moving over the clusters as I can. And then I'll trim off any excess. Try to reuse those pieces that aren't bad. I don't know what else to say about those ones that just didn't turn out how I had hoped. I try to reuse those pieces whenever I can, just to get the most out of the designs. And I was getting ready to lay in this long top area with all the decor, and thought it might be nice to white out these black lines just to give it a little bit of a cleaner look. So I'm just going to use my Jelly Roll white pen to do that. Also go ahead and white out this bottom corner box that splits the day. I'll go back and do that split day hack if you haven't seen that before, where you can kind of double the use out of the one box by laying over a little flip box thing. I don't know what else to call that, but that is really handy when you need to use all of the space within a box, and it has one of those split days where you can only use half of it for one day and then half for the other. You'll definitely see that on the flip through at the end of the month, but you can also see that hack in I think there was one in January, or maybe December. Yeah, there's one in December. So if you look back at any of my December monthlies, you'll see that hack if you're just kind of curious on what that is. I just forgot to set it up for this video. Anywho, so I have that whited out, but I'll go ahead and do the hack after the video is over. And just going to go ahead and finish laying in the rest of these stickers, trimming off any excess. Also need to separate out these pages and clean out the holes, but I think I'll do the holes at the very end. Just get the pages ready for the next part, which will be setting up my currently page. So I saved a few of those watercolor backgrounds for this page in particular, just so that the look and the feel of everything will match up. And just to get an idea of where things are going to go, I'm just going to lay those behind the wax paper for now, so they're easier to maneuver if I need to make adjustments, and then start laying in some of the box stickers I'll be using over here. Like I said, I really like these large 2-day box stickers that are in this Plan Anything sticker book. So I'm going to drop those in, and just kind of looking for the right colors to add in here. She has a few boxes that I think are the right color, but I'm not real sure about the sizing of them, so I think I really want to use at least these 2 larger boxes for the main items I'll be tracking. Back in the Happy Planner sticker book now, looking for a few other little items to add in. Already pulled in a nice quote sticker from that book as well, a nice circle there at the top to kind of anchor the page. And I'm also going to manipulate some of these other box stickers. I found these 2 in brown, which I think would be a really good color to add here, but not in one large box. So we're going to make it work by combining the 2 individuals and making one big box out of that. And I think that will be a good layout for me. Gives me 3 large boxes to track the movies I watched, the TV shows and series that we watched for the month, and then also the books that I've read. So that's what will go into the 3 main boxes, and then I'm going to go ahead and just add in this rusty brown one again here on this page, similar to the one that was on the previous spread, and use that to house a spot for a highlight of the month. Just something that I want to remember for the month of March. And now I'm going to start dropping in some more of those mushroom sticker clusters. Again, just adding in that decor. I do like things to all match up when I do these monthly themes, so using the same elements just helps everything feel cohesive. And I'm liking how that looks. I think I need to manipulate maybe where I'm placing some of these watercolor backgrounds. So I'm just going to move those around. Try to bring in some of those extra pieces too that I have there. Got that one that I think I can nestle there at the top, make that work. And then I thought, well, half of this is going to be covered by the box, so maybe I can get a little bit more use out of it by cutting it down and placing it behind the stickers. And I think that's going to work really nicely. Kind of butting it up against some of these edges so that, again, it kind of peeks out and I get the most out of the sticker I already created. Just trying to find a good place for each. And this one, close, it's just a little bit awkward. Have to move some things around. But I do like having that there in the background. Just brings it all together. Okay, so I think we've got the bases here. Let's go ahead and get those two in the back laid down, and then we can drop in the clusters of boxes. Just trying to make sure I'm putting them right where I want them. It's a little bit trickier than it looks. Go ahead and start moving the wax paper stickers onto the sheet. Just making sure everything is in place. I'll go ahead and maneuver this one here in the bottom right. I ended up laying it down not quite right, so we'll make adjustments as needed. I figured rolling them off would be the simplest way to get it all off, basically where I had it without too much fuss. Whenever I can roll things off of the wax paper, I do try to do that. It does make getting things onto the sheet a little bit easier when you have a lot of items to move. And I think we've got a good placement there for all of those stickers. Everything is looking good. Just do a little bit of trim up here. Maybe use a little bit of the extra splatter that's there on that label sheet to give a bit more texture to this top corner. Cut out a little bit of it. It's very hard to see against the dot grid, but I can see it, so I will enjoy that little bit of extra splatter I added in. Let's go ahead and drop in some washi tape too for a bit more color. Again, just tying in all those elements from the previous spread. And then I'll go ahead and clean out the holes. Just going to use my precision cutter for this and my cutting mat from Daiso. It's just the easiest way I found to get clean holes without fuss. So that said, once I get these holes cleaned out and everything wrapped up, that will do it for us, friends. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, too, go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Bye.